Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So it's late at night, but I really need some strong prayers. Let's get 100 dislikes on this video at least. Please pray for me by leaving a dislike on this video. I'm in a serious jam. And the reason I'm in this jam is that we're getting close to the holiday season. Tomorrow kind of marks the start of the holiday season for me because it's Evelina Falenta's birthday. And I tend to think of her birthday as almost a singles celebration day, if you will. I've been celebrating her birthday, I think, since she was 25, and now she's 45. And What's going on is that I was thinking about traveling during the holiday season. My family's from Taiwan, and there are a few other destinations I want to go to. Even if I don't leave the country, I thought about Wallace, Idaho. I thought about seeing some friends in Seattle, Washington, and I was thinking about that. Right, I probably fly if I wanted to go to Seattle or Wallace during the Christmas. I don't want to waste half of that holiday season just for driving, so I'd probably fly. And I was thinking about that, and last winter, the reason I didn't go to any of those places last winter was that I didn't have important social connections here in Phoenix. I didn't want to end the vacation wherever it turned out to be, Taiwan, Wallace. I didn't want to come home and not have friends to come home to. It's bad enough. The end of a vacation is bad enough, right? We all know how we feel at the end of a vacation when you arrive home at your home airport, right? We all know that feeling. I don't think anybody really particularly likes that feeling. I would imagine, I've never attempted this before, but I would imagine coming home and not having any friends back home to come to probably makes that feeling many, 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 many times worse. I'm not about to try and experience it. And so I have so my second conclusion was that I have a month and a half or so to try to make some connections, and so that when I have the connections, I can go and book that flight to Taiwan. That was what I was shooting for. And so I spent the afternoon, you guys saw already earlier this today, I spent the afternoon putting together a shogi board game set, handmade, uh, to try and impress this Japanese girl that this friend that I know. He's a church pastor. He also hosts some exchange students that he was going to hook me up with. And so I spent the afternoon putting that together. I'm just lost. I've tried so many things in 2 years. I feel like this could be my last chance. You know, it consumes a lot of bandwidth in my. I mean, when I was a kid, when I was 16 years old, I used to have a big fear that if things didn't go right with the girl that I liked, it might be my, I'm growing older. It might be my last chance to date somebody in that age bracket. When I was 16, when I was in my early 20s, I feared that as well. I don't have that kind of fear anymore. What I do have is that I want to get it over with so that I can do other things, especially so that I could feel good about traveling to Taiwan this winter, right? And so I, I feel that kind of pressure these days. I want to get it over with so that I can go make some art or go discover Chemical Element 119 or write the number one AI for the game of Scout or that, right? Unfortunately, I've been bogged down by this concept of looking for the right life partner. And it's putting my vacation plans on hold. I mean, I can still write the number one AI for Scout even without the life partner, but trying to go on vacation knowing that I have nobody to come home to has really weighed me down, and it has made me postpone my vacation year after year after year after year. It's like a lost decade of vacations, right? We're already halfway there. If I keep doing this, it really will become a lost decade. of vacations. That's what I've been referring to when I talk to people about this. So I was cramming for making the art set of the shogi, and also because since I have nobody to network with, I figured this would be a great time to do body detoxes. I take castor oil and niacin, and it flushes my system. And I've been pooping 4, 5, 6 times a day. Since I have nobody to interact with, this is the perfect time to do that, right? You don't want to be flushing your system 5 times a day when there's a girl in your life, right? Imagine you and the girl are in the bedroom, and oh my god, my stomach flush is coming along, right? Right. So that's why I've been doing them right now. It's my opportunity. I try to leverage these opportunities, right? So, for example, another detoxification program I love is alpha lipoic acid. Alpha lipoic acid requires you to take a dose every 3 hours around the clock. So if I'm pulling all nighters anyway, whether it be with the art projects or my day job, and if it's requiring me to pull all night, that's when I'll do the alpha lipoic acid detox, right? So I tend to like to leverage these opportunities, right? If I'm flying and I can't sleep on the plane, that's a perfect time to do an alpha lipoic acid detox, right? When I finally take that trip to Taiwan, because planes are not very comfortable to sleep in these days, right? And a good opportunity to do intermittent fasting as well when I'm on the plane, because obviously there isn't going to be much I can order on the plane that I can eat, and I generally don't like to use up my suitcase space for food if I could avoid it, right? And so I was leveraging that opportunity, taking a lot of castor oil and niacin, and I was kind of rushed because I was in the middle of my art projects. I didn't notice the toilet had backed up when I had done that. I went to my bedroom right here, and next thing I know, my landlord is because I live with her, up in arms about it, and she was threatening to kick me out and all that. And it just goes to show how much of a jam everything is in, right? That's the I'm no longer worried that I'm not going to meet the right life partner in time or anything. That was my worry 20 years ago. 20 years later, the main worry is I just want to get it done with so that I could focus on keeping the house tidy, so that I could focus on art, focus and so I can finally go on that vacation, right? And so like I said, a lost decade of vacations. That's what I've been calling it. Every time I talk about this to my colleagues here in the Phoenix area, right? All right, it's like an emergency prayer request. I trust you guys to pray for me. I'm so glad that I have some flexibility. And when my landlord was kind of implying she was going to kick me out, I thought to myself, that's not the end of the world. After all, the place I live at, uh, I don't have space to make my bismuth art, right? And I mean, it's really close to where I'm working right now, but it's really far from other events that I want to go to. And maybe a quick reset of things would not be bad. As after all, I haven't gone to Taiwan. Maybe changing an apartment could be like a vacation, right? And it wasn't that upsetting. I apologized to her, and then I went onto my computer to check out other places, and that was that, right? I'm so glad that I have some room in my life for that, at least, right? It could be a lot worse if I actually worried about being kicked out of the apartment, right? It could have been a lot worse, right? Let's just put it that way. And thank God that wasn't a big worry, right? Not ideal, but not a huge weight on me. The not having a good friend here in the Phoenix is a much bigger weight, because again, it's keeping me back from other fun stuff in my life. Uh, that's good that you have a positive mindset about this situation. She sounds well. I did clog the toilet, and a couple nights ago, I got distracted, and my phone had rang. I was in the middle of something. I left the kitchen in a disaster. I did do that. I will admit, um, but it doesn't help that her toilet doesn't really work all that well, right? And I got distracted by a few other things today, right? And I need your prayers though, because everything has been held back by not finding that life partner. Once I have that life partner on hand, I'll probably take a trip to Taiwan. I might even take another trip to Poland. When I go to my job, I won't be distracted by that, right? I can't tell you how many times how during the I won't go to sleep heartbroken. I'll actually sleep tightly day after day after day after day, right? Have good dreams at night, and maybe I'll dream about a good art piece that I can make. Maybe I'll go out and find the cure for COVID. Right? You get the idea, right? And right now, all of this stuff is just stuck behind this one wall, right? And I just need a breakthrough with that, right? Most importantly, I just want to I just want to be able to go on vacation in peace. I can only imagine if I took the trip to Taiwan or Poland today, and then I take a 2 week trip or whatever it is, and then I fly home to Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. I can only imagine what it's like to arrive at Sky Harbor and then realize that I have to go back to my shitty life and worried about looking for that life partner, all that, right? Um, Alternatively, I could find the life partner during the trip, and then that trip will become a permanent trip, right? I guess that is, I'd argue I have a better probability of that actually than to meet anybody here in the Phoenix area. Phoenix is tough, right? So continue to pray for me by leaving a dislike on this video. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.